Young and the Restless Comings and Goings. Cameron Kirsten wreaks havoc. May 22nd, 26, 2023, Guide-O. Young and the Restless fans. Get ready for some major revelations this week when Lyndon Ashby returns as Cameron Kirsten. In our latest weekly edition of Comings and Goings for May 22nd through 26, we can now confirm the identity of Sharon's long-anticipated stalker. Moreover, we're also delving into upcoming plot twists, character returns, and unfolding drama. With an exciting storyline kicking off, you won't want to miss a single episode of your favorite CBS soap. Hey there, the Young and the Restless soap opera fans. We have got exciting news in this weekly edition of Comings and Goings for May 22nd through 26. We can confirm who Sharon's stalker is. Now, we officially know who it is. We already pretty much knew who it was from all the signs, but the actor decided to go ahead and put the credit on his IMDb page when the reveal hasn't been made yet. So it's exciting cause I've been checking the IMDb page and there it was, and it came up. Yay! So it is confirmed. We were right about it. We'll talk about it more in just a second. Check out our The Young and the Restless playlist after this, and you can see lots on this, including our breakdown of who Sharon's stalker is. We made 2 suggestions just to have a compare and contrast, but we always knew which one it was, and we're going to talk about that in just a minute. But first, on Monday, May 22nd, Lucy Romalotti is back in town. Of course, she's played by Lily Brooks O'Brien. Lucy has flown internationally to see her dad, Daniel Romalotti, and Daniel's pulling no punches. Right away, he tells Lucy, "By the way, your grandma, Phyllis Summers, is alive and lied and created this sinister plot to set up Diane Jenkins." Like he's not even trying to cushion the blow in these Young and the Restless scenes coming on Monday. He just sells out her grandma P, and really though, who can blame him? And what's interesting is we still don't know exactly what Daniel did to screw up his relationship with Heather Stevens. But what we do know is that it was bad enough to ruin their relationship, so he does talk about it a little. But they keep hedging around it. I don't think they've told the full story yet. But the bottom line, Lucy is back. And already, she knows that she doesn't need to be mourning her grandma. Well, at least for not being dead. She might have to mourn her if she's sent off to prison. And we have also got Phyllis Summers back on Young and the Restless in scenes the week of May 22nd. She's lurking around, and she's changed her little beret. She wore it to her own funeral, and is in a ball cap and the same glasses. And this is interesting. A lot of us, I certainly did, watching that funeral scene, I'm like, well, that's clearly Phyllis standing there. Like, how do they not know it's Phyllis? Except, what's interesting is the actress who plays Phyllis, Michelle Stafford, said she had that get-up on, and she walked right past, I think it was Joshua Morrow. Like somebody she's worked with a ton, like had sex scenes with. All this stuff on Young and the Restless. I'm pretty sure it was Joshua. He walked right by her, smiled, and was just like sup, like she was just any rando extra on the set. And she said she couldn't believe he didn't recognize her. She said she walked around, and a lot of people didn't. So it's easy for us to go, oh well, that's clearly Phyllis, because we all suspected she would show up at the funeral. But it's just kind of interesting that people that she works with every day didn't recognize her. So maybe it's not that weak of a plot point after all. So the big reveal, we know this storyline is coming from May sweeps that have been leaking for a while, that Sharon Newman is going to get a front-burner storyline of her own. Finally, it's going to pull Nick Newman away from Sally Spectra. And closer to possibly reuniting with Sharon, because it's going to drive a wedge between him and Sally Spectra. You remember he recently and finally told her that he loves her. He's just been betting her, and he's been supportive and stuff. But he told his son Noah Newman that, he wasn't at any kind of stage where he would be in love with her. Then, after talking to Alina, when Alina had to break up with Nate over him betting Victoria, that seemed to spur something in Nick. So, he went and told Sally, "Oh, I love you, and I will always be here for you." And she said, "You promise?" Then, he goes, "Yeah, I promise." And he's about to be made a liar on Young and the Restless. There's a very dangerous villain from Sharon and Nick's shared past who is coming back. And it could threaten Nick's relationship with Sally. We recently did a video on this, and you can check it out in our playlist. We speculated that it might be Matt Clark, last played by Rick Hurst, but we didn't really think it was him for a couple of reasons. First, he's dead, presumably, but dead doesn't mean a lot on a soap opera. You know, they just brought Diane back. But we introduced him just as a what-if because he's one of the worst people from Sharon's past on Young and the Restless, and that had a lot of overlap with Nick. But no, it is Cameron Kirsten, played by Lyndon Ashby, and this is really exciting. He wasn't on for that long. He was on back in the early 2000s, and it was a really compelling thing. He had a total of like 55 episodes. Cameron tormented Sharon. He was obsessed with Sharon, and he had attacked her and done all this stuff to her. And so the bottle of champagne that she was sent recently, and you could see somebody watching her on Young and the Restless. What's interesting is the very first credit that Lyndon Ashby lists on his IMDb page is that his return as Cameron is May 18th. And on May 18th, that was when somebody was watching her as she got that bottle of champagne. And from the Young the Restless promo, we did a video on that. You can check it out in the playlist. Nick notices this red splotch and she's like, "Oh, is that paint?" And he's like, "I think it's blood." I would be willing to bet you that is the exact bottle of champagne that Sharon used to knock Cameron Kirsten upside his full head when he was terrorizing her. And then she dumped his body in the dumpster, left him for dead, and he was not dead. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay with us.